Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to In the Passenger Seat, where we take you on a ride throughout the sports world, one interview at a time. I'm your guy, Jack Carr, and I got with me my backseat driver, Midnight Rider. Midnight Rider, how you doing this evening?
Yo, I'm doing
All
good, man.
right,
Doing good. Trying to see what we
good,
got
good.
here. This is the first time we're gonna do a show in two pieces, so I want to see how this works out, man.
Well, it's going to work out fine because we got with us today a gentleman. His government name is Woodrow Sellers, Woody Sellers, but you might know him as DJ Woody OH Goody. How you doing today, Woody?
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's DJ Woody OH Goody. I'm doing
Oh
great, man.
yeah,
I'm doing great.
I love it. I love it, man. Um, I know Woody. I know Woody for a while, but he's had a lot of things going on recently, and we can't wait to share it all with you. But
I'm looking
first,
forward.
yes, sir, we'd like to ask Woody. Woody, we like to start our show off with asking the guests something about one of their favorite sports memories, earliest sports memories, stuff like that. What one of your favorite sports memories?
Well, my favorite sports memory, as it pertains to the Redskins, was watching the Super Bowl when Joe Gibbs ran John Riggins and he took off down that sideline. That excited me so much, man. I was jumping up and down. That was got to be my number one sports memory. It's so many with the command. It's really hard to narrow it down to one. But that memory of John Riggins running down the sideline against Miami is probably my number one favorite sports memory.
I think that's a lot of folks like that memory. Uh,
I love that
so,
movie.
what would you say is one of your favorite Redskins? Not Commanders. One of your favorite Redskins would be Woody.
I would narrow it down to two. I would say Art Monk and Darryl Green, but if I had to pick one, I gotta say Darryl Green. Darryl Green is my favorite Washington Redskins, and Sean Taylor is kind of up there too because he was amazing. But if you pin me in the corner and say pick one, it got to be Darryl Green.
Awesome.
Hey, Jack. Since we all are Commanders fans, who's your number one?
My number one, which? Commander?
Redskin.
My number one Redskin? Man, I'm an old dude. Probably got a lot of them.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Probably to go back, though, a little bit because it was some of the first Redskins I seen and over the hill gang, George Allen's teams. I got to say maybe Billy Kilmer, Sonny Jurgensen. I love that little battle they had for the quarterback position back then. Now we're going to flip it around on you, Night Rider. Who's your favorite?
I got the most obscure one. My favorite Redskin is Otis Wansley.
Yep, I remember.
And as a kid, I just remember him on that play that what he's talking about. He was the lead blocker. So how was the lead blocker 215 and the tailback 240 or 230? You know what I'm saying? Then, like I tell the story all the time, I was in the wrong lunchroom when I went to Carlisle one year, and he sat with me, ate with me, and then made sure I got back to my dad and the group. So that's how he automatically became that's why he's always gonna be number one.
Okay.
So yeah.
I definitely feel that.
So being a Commanders and Redskins fan, did you play football as a young guy or up into your teens? Did you play ball?
Well, growing up, I did, but the problem was by the time I got to high school, I only weighed like 89 to 90 pounds. I was real small. But as a kid, I played 6 years for Capitol Heights Boys Club, and my brother used to take us up there. He kind of strong-armed us and made us play. And when I seen them come home with those Turkey Bowl trophies, that excited me. So back to back years, I just kept playing. I kept playing, and we used to know all the main players on all the teams. It was like 30 teams back then. And you used to know who the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers is, the quarterback, the wide receiver, the whole front four. And same thing with the Redskins and all the teams in the league. We could actually name almost all starting lineup. That's how entrenched we was in football. We played boys. We played bottle top football. We played electric football. We played paper football. It was football, everything for me.
Oh
All right,
man. Oh.
let me go crazy on you. See if you remember this. You might not, and I'm not mad if you do. When you got your electric football board, do you remember the teams that came with it? Do you remember what those teams were, Woody?
Well, I remember Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers being one.
Okay.
I definitely remember that, but I do remember one did have the Redskins in it. We talked about a long time ago. So
I'm reaching out on a limb on this. But
well, Woody, do you know that there's leagues today for that electronic football nationally?
Say again.
Leagues and tournaments for that electric football.
No, I did not know that. I did not know that. I didn't think I didn't think people had patience for that nowadays, setting the men up and all that. Everything got to be quick for people. So I didn't know that.
It is,
it's a lot of older guys that is doing it. So that's where it is.
Oh well, we got more patience than
right.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick,
I didn't know that.
I'm gonna throw this back to Jack after I ask this question. I know you talk about football a lot. Is there any other sport that you're passionate about and that you represent and love?
No.
Okay.
It's football all day, every day. Football all day, every day. Actually, I do. I don't even start basketball until after the Super Bowl. I haven't watched not one NBA game this year. I kind of follow it because everything is accessible for us on ESPN and all these, and on YouTube and whatnot. So I keep up just a very little bit on anything else, but it's football for me.
Okay.
Mostly NFL. I dip and dab into college football. I used to be more entrenched in college football, but now it's the NFL for me, especially why the home team is doing what it's doing right now, and I'm just like obsessed with Sundays.
Yes, sir.
I hear that. So college football, are you a little bit up to who's going to be playing in this new playoff format?
I'm so behind. I remember they came out with the list. I didn't even sneak a peek at it.
Got it.
It's the NFL for me.
Yeah, no, I understand how it is.
But once it gets started, I even said to myself, I need to see who's what and where. But I just haven't got a chance to do it. Before they kick it off, I'm a sneak a peek on that.
Yeah, no, I follow the college game. I follow it equally, I'd say. I'm a sports junkie. That's why we call junkies. But the college game, I feel they play for the name on the front of their jersey. The pro game, they're playing for the name on the back of their jersey. That's changed. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 70s and 80s, it wasn't like that in the pro game. The money is getting so outrageous nowadays. How do you feel about the contracts that are going on nowadays in professional sports?
Well, to me, it's a little disappointing because a player like Darryl Green, he played 20 years with the Redskins.
Yep.
You would never ever see that again. And then to see you play 2 years here, 3 years there, it's hard. It's hard to get adjusted to that. I like the way it was when, even though you might see these players change teams every now and then, it was a lot of players doing a career on one team, and I like that. So now this turns into money. Like, I can't even imagine if I was playing football, playing for the Cowboys because they pay me a certain amount of money. It's just I don't care for it, but I guess we got to play the hand we dealt. I want football, so I got to go with whatever they going with.
Okay. Of the 3 Super Bowls, the Redskins won. Do you have a favorite out of those 3? Is there a team that sticks out of those 3? Like, if you had to stack those 3 teams, 82, 87, and 91 up against each other, who you think will win it?
I think the one with Mark Ripken will win it, but my favorite one was the Doug Williams one because my nephew Big 57. Let me shout him out real quick. Shout out to Big 57. Shout out to you. Shout out Big 57. His father passed in like 1998, and he was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. and he asked me to come watch the Super Bowl with him. And that was the Doug Williams Super Bowl. And when I tell you, me and him was jumping up like kids, like you're not even a Redskin fan, but me and him was jumping up like kids. I got to watch that game with him, and that makes that one my favorite one.
Okay.
Definitely.
Go ahead, Jack.
That's the one where the young man ran for a couple hundred yards rushing too. What was his name? The running back?
Timmy Smith.
Timmy Smith.
Timmy Smith. Yeah.
Yeah. And
that was
that
game was good because Doug Williams looked like he got hurt, and he went out there limping and wounded, and then he started throwing all them yards, man. That one sticks for me, but I do think the one with Mark Ripken was the best team. I do believe that.
I kind of agree. I like the one with Osman.
Yeah, see, y'all pinning me to a corner, making me pick one. I love them all. It's like all of these are my kids. These are my kids, and you telling me pick which kid is your favorite.
That's what we do.
All of them was amazing, man. That's why, although we struggled these last 15, although we had we had some good years here and there, but
30.
You can't take those memories away from us. The memories is here. So I kind of feel for the younger generation that didn't get to see that, and they still going for the Commanders. But we have those memories, and those are amazing memories. I don't care how long ago, they're still in our head. We know what happened. We got the highlights, and we know how it felt bringing the chip home. It felt good. So they can't take that away from us no matter what.
No, sir. I've said that a million times. Don't understand how the Commanders got all these young fans or the Washington team, right. in the
don't take it back now. You said it.
No. Yeah, listen, Linda. I said pre-show that I am going to say the C word many times today. DJ Woody, I've only said the C word twice in my life.
Oh, wow.
I don't care for the name. I don't care for the name, but it is what it is. But
you stuck with it for now. Anyway.
Many young fans of these Commanders, such as my nephew, he's probably 25, 26 years old, season tickets now. Very proud of him.
Awesome.
Not being able to see any winning like we grew up seeing. I remember getting out of school for the parade. It was just amazing. And then to be a fan of a team that's not winning for many years, I would have jumped ship, man. I mean, especially if you just started liking them. So, you got to give it up to the young fans.
We expected to make the playoff with Joe Gibbs. It wasn't like, will we make the playoff, or are we going to back in, or we need these people to lose or that team to lose. We expected every season to go to the playoff. That wasn't even nothing to celebrate for us. It's what we're going to do once we get there back then.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that year they were 10-6, and they missed the playoffs at 10-6, and we acted like the world was going to end because we weren't used to that.
Right. That was foreign to us to not make the playoff. And I will say, back then the losses hurt more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I got adjusted to losing over the Snyder years, but back then, especially lose to the Cowboys, I felt like I was going to be sick. So we expected to win. So we got kind of spoiled.
Oh yeah, my Mondays when we started losing during the Snyder years, I used to hate going to work on Mondays because I was already in a bad mood.
Yeah, you have to deal with the smack talk and the feeling. The feeling of just losing. It just sleep. My sleep was messed up. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough trying to get adjusted to losing. So it actually feels so good what we're going through right now. It feels excellent. It feels amazing.
Well,
it really does.
You got something else, Jack?
Good.
I was gonna say let's go ahead.
Go ahead, Renee.
Let's go ahead and jump over to the reason why we're here.
Okay.
Let's start with the anthem, KG.
In the passenger seat, part 2.
He didn't play the audio. He probably on mute.
We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Commanders. Left hand up. Who are we?
can't stop that.
All right. And that right there is DJ Woody. His song for the Washington Commanders. The new team fight song. And I'm just so proud of you, man. It's amazing where I'm hearing all this. I mean, all over the place, I hear people talk about Left Hand Up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know that dude. And they're like, what?
Yeah,
you know Woody? So that is awesome. So can you tell us, what went in the beginnings of working on Left Hand Up? Who are we?
Well, I'm going to say about right before the pandemic, let me go back like 6-7 years. Let me go back farther than that. In the 90s, I was an inspiring rapper. I was in a rap group. Mm-hmm. And once it started changing to gangster rap, that wasn't me. I was more of the party, Kid and Play, Dougie Fresh, Will Smith, and Jazzy Jeff type of rap. So the gangster rap wasn't for me. So I just stepped out of it and just DJed. So you fast forward to about 6 years ago, my nephew was like, Uncle Woody, I'm rapping. So I was like, let me see what you got. So when I heard him rapping, I knew he had something, but he didn't structure it like a song. So I kind of gave him some pointers to say what he had to do to make it sound like a song. And when he came back the second time, he followed the script and he sounded pretty good. So out of the blue, we was at a cookout and I said, let's do a Redskin song. And he said, sure. But once we had a problem with the name and the pandemic hit, I said, let's not do it right now, because if we would have did a Redskin song, it would have fizzled out when the name changed. So that's why I pumped the brakes. So the day they announced the new name, I was blown because I hated it. I was like, what in the heck is a Commanders? How am I going to write to that? But I already knew what I was going to do in the rap because I worked on it for like 2 years, waiting it out while we was the Washington football team and, going through that part. I just needed a hook. And I said, how can I make Commanders sound good? I didn't think it was possible, but I just wanted my nephew to do the chorus, because everything that he wrote, I liked his chorus. I said, I'm going to let you do the hook. But then he had to do some rap stuff in Texas, and then we had the new name, and I was anxious to go to the studio. So I said, I'm just going to do it. So I said, Commanders. I just did it. And in the midst of writing, I said, back in the day at the parties, we always had crowd participation. Wave your hands in the air. Hip hop away, ho. So I said, I want to have the people do something. I'm saying this not knowing that the song going to blow up. I'm just saying it just to put it in the song. So I said, I'm going to say Left Hand Up. Man, that Left Hand Up took off. So nephew get back to town. I told him, only name legends. Do not name any current players. Because if he would have named Taylor Heineke, Chase Young, the song would have been dated. So we were smart enough to just name John Riggins and Darryl Green and Joe Gibbs and Santana Moss. So we did that part. But when I got into the studio and I did my verse, and then my nephew came and did his verse, and this is the first time we did a song together, I looked at the engineer and I said, something came. I said, this song might really do something. Then I start thinking bigger picture. I'm thinking I'm just doing a song with my nephew for fun, something for an uncle and a nephew to do. But I felt when I heard his verse that it could do something. So I said, let's do a video. We did the video. August 2022, put the video out. And I believe we beat Jacksonville the first week. And next thing you know, social media took off. After that win, man, it just what I was like, we got 20,000 views. I couldn't believe it. I never had anything with 20,000. So to think that we're almost up to 350,000 right now is really amazing. And it don't even slow down. We won 4 games last year in the song. I check the numbers like literally almost every day. How are we doing? We still getting after a win, we get 1,000 views every game. After a win, a couple of days, 1,000 views on YouTube. After a loss, about 400 views. So that's basically how it came about. We didn't expect this. We didn't plan for this. We just wanted to do a song together. And the fact that if the average song, if you make it in August, by December it's considered an old song. I learned that if it's a sports song, the fans is gonna keep riding with it. It could be forever. So I'm
Well,
happy about it. I'm sorry if I
I
get a
tell
little
you.
long.
Nah, you good.
Nah,
That's
you're
perfect.
fine, Woody. You're fine. But I noticed that the Redskins and the Commanders community has embraced you very strong, as you can see in these pictures here. I mean, here you are at the stadium. I mean, I see you at the stadium taking pictures with fans all the time.
All the
And
time.
it seems like it's probably out in your everyday life too. This here looks like it's at a bar or something.
It's crazy. I
Huh?
was coming from a funeral one time, and I didn't have the hat on. I didn't have the big glasses on. I just had just a shirt and tie, and I was coming out of Popeyes, and the guy pulled up and said, "You the one did the Left Hand Up song." So I'm like, "Wow, how could he recognize me like this?" So it's really been amazing, man. I actually love the attention. I love when people say, "Can I take a picture with you?" I love the fact that the Left Hand Up is constantly growing. And I done said this 100 times that I feel like I'm dreaming and I'm not waking up, and I don't want to wake up because the whole Left Hand Up thing is feel historic right now.
Well, hey Woody, let me take one time Midnight Ride. I just want Woody to do one thing for me.
Yes, sir.
There's a gentleman watching this production tonight. His name is Jack Wagner. Can you please tell him we want Dallas in your voice?
Jack Wagner, can you hear me? I want you to hear me loud and clear. We got the whole crowd saying, "We want Dallas." Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders.
Thanks, Woody. There you go, J-Dub. Go ahead, Midnight Rider.
You
good, baby. Question for you is, who do you think? Well, I know in my life, it's Craig Hoffman and KG are the two people that, to me, seem like they jumped towards your song right away. They played it. I think it grew on Hoffman, but I know KG was right behind you the whole time, giving you all the support, playing it on our show all the time. So my question is, for you, like, who were the people that you felt like really pushed you to where you're at now, or help you get there?
In a weird type of way, the haters.
Right.
And I say that because in the midst of it blowing up, it was probably over 50% negative, maybe more like 70% negative. These guys suck. This is the worst song I heard. I mean, I read it all, and I was like, I was second guessing, like, did we do the right thing? Because I never caught that kind of smoke in my life. But they was coming down on me pretty hard. But what happened, to my opinion, is in the midst of all the negative, they started sharing it as a joke. And so while they're sharing it as a joke, it got into Pat McAfee's hands. And I saw somebody text me and was like, Pat McAfee is talking about your song.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And immediately, since I seen so much negative, I thought he was clowning the song. So they sent me the clip, and as I said, I was driving. I said, let me pull over and see what kind of smoke I'm getting from Pat McAfee. And then when he was talking about it, he put that left hand up, and the whole room was smiling. And they said it's a banger, the number one song. This is the number one song in the world. I said, okay. So the haters shared the song as a joke. It got into the hands of WUSA 9 and radio station and Brian Mitchell's show. You know, Brian Mitchell's show tracked me down.
Yep.
Tracked me down in the middle of a time Washington Times interview. I'm on the phone with the Washington Times, and my phone is blowing up, like, with friends. And I was like, something is going on, because all my friends were texting me in the middle of I was distracted on the phone interview with the Washington Times. And then as soon as I got off the interview, I called one of my buddies, and he said, Brian Mitchell just said, if anybody know Oh Goody, have him call this number. Yep. So I called it spot. So I just think the haters thrust us to the forefront, and I love my haters. Thank you, haters.
But you also got
look what you did now.
You got some haters that didn't like in the beginning, and after time it grew on them. And I'll say that from personal experience. I was not a
right. I wasn't a hater of it because I knew Woody was doing it. I just didn't agree
I
with
got a lot of that.
Commander's song.
And I
then
understand that. Being a music guy, I understand that. Like, I love almost all Michael Jackson music, but I didn't like every song he made. So if I hear Michael Jackson song that I don't like, I'm going to say I don't like it. But with social media, people force it. So you got to feel it. And then I do understand being a DJ that sometimes something do have to grow on. You hear it once, I don't care for it. You hear it twice, I just don't like the song. But next thing you know, something to click and you'll be like, okay, now you're listening more now because it's being played, it's thrown in your face. You're hearing it over and over and over and over, and it'll grow on you. So I get that, and I got that from a lot of people. And I also got that some people said they hated the name, and now they like the name because of the song. So that's a plus.
And I think the other plus you're getting now is the fact that the team is doing well. Now most people or most shows that I know it's again back to Craig Hoffman. I know every Monday, Victory Monday, he plays your song as his intro.
It's so much, like I didn't even know that, but it's so much that I see later, and I say, oh, they did this 2 years ago. They did that a year ago. That people are playing the song and putting it on their shows and stuff, and I love it. I love all the exposure. I love this. I love being invited to podcasts. I told nephew from day one, I said, we're not turning down nothing.
Right.
We're not turning down nothing. Anybody say invite us to a podcast? If one of us can't make it, one of us going to be there. If both of us can make it, both of us going to be there. So it's all about keeping left hand up on the forefront. It's left hand up all the time for me. That's my life. Left hand up is my life now. And I just love the support that I get from people, man. It's just to walk in that stadium. I'm not recognized by everybody, but the ones that recognize me, it's really amazing. We was invited to a breakfast, a commander's breakfast, and it was the Dollars Week, right? So they have a meeting. This commander's team have a meeting every home game, and they does something within the meeting that does with that's involves the team that we're about to play. So we're about to play dollars, and the young lady wanted to surprise her staff. So she said she's going to walk in the room, and she's going to say, we want dollars, and she wants us to walk behind her. When we walked in there, and me and my nephew said, we want dollars, when I tell you, you would have thought we was Usher or Beyonce walking in that room because the people were so excited to see us. So I guess it's hard for me being a regular, everyday person. I'm just like y'all. I'm just like the next man, next person. But to see the way the song affect people is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And to for it to be 2.5 years in, it's still like it's new. It's still like it's new.
It is because it's growing on so many people now. I'm sure a lot of the young fans took to it. It's just the old heads, I'm sure, that it took a minute with. And, you know, that's me and the Night Rider.
But when I tell you, it's from 4 to 80. I mean, I get the Asians, whites, blacks, Hispanic. It's like everybody run up to me. Everybody from 4 to like 80 years old. It's like it's crazy. We've been played in 76 countries. I got an app that I can look and see how often it's played. 76 countries. I got a list. Wow. How amazing is that?
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's very awesome, Woody.
No, I had somebody tagged me in a post, and he was in Dallas working out, and he had on a Washington Commanders shirt. And he's in Dallas. He tagged me and he said, I'm sitting in here in the gym working out, and a gentleman walked up to me and said, those haters can't stand us. In Dallas. How amazing is that? So all the people that tag me, it's like it's a gift. This is something that I always say. It's the gift. Left hand up is the gift that keep giving. It simply never stops. It never stops. And I love wearing it.
Speaking of gifts, you've had this experience for the last 2.5 years. Is there something like a moment in this that you actually had to stop and like pinch yourself and like, this is crazy? Like, what was that moment for you?
It's almost like saying, pick your favorite Super Bowl team. Because
exactly.
So many, I like all three of them, and I got so many moments. But just to tell you one moment, okay, the Commanders we did a contract with the Commanders in 2022 to perform the Giants game. It was freezing that night. I mean, literally freezing. And the crowd was out there again, like Usher, Beyonce was about to perform. It's in Legend Plaza at the stadium. Such a huge crowd now. We never performed this song before. So when they introduced us to go on stage, and the DJ dropped the music and we started rapping, that moment when I looked up and seen all these people lips moving to the words and putting their left hand up, it could have brought a tear to my eye because I could not believe all these people is vibing with the song, man. That was the first, and I was like, wow. So I look back at the video, and I'm gonna tell you, I almost cried when he had the video on us, and then he swung the camera around to the crowd, and I saw that. I just came this close to crying. I'm gonna tell you. But so that was the moment, man. And then I talked to the marketing vice president that actually hired us, and he said, Woody, he was naming people. We had Dougie Fresh. He was naming all the go-go bands and everything that he had there. He said there was no crowd like this crowd right here. Just little us.
I could hear you doing a collab with a go-go group. That'd be bad.
Yeah, we did. We actually that same night did it with a go-go group. That same night we did it twice. We did it with Cyrus and Company. We did it with them.
Okay.
Yeah, that was amazing as well.
Have any players interacted with you about the song yet, or you interacted with any of the players about the song?
Actually, never interact with a player, but I will say, Jaden Daniels' mom, she loved the song.
Okay.
I went to. Well, I'm wondering if y'all know that when Jaden Daniels was drafted and they interviewed her at the end of her interview, she said, "All I gotta say is left hand up for we the Commanders." So we had the captain, Raleigh captain. Raleigh captain had a rally in Baltimore before we played that Saturday before we played the Ravens, and I attended there and I performed the song, and I was about to leave, and then he got on the mic. He said he was talking about Jaden Daniels. He said she birthed him, and I'm listening to him. Then I looked up, it was Jaden Daniels' mother, and she got on the mic and she said, "Go Commanders" or something like that. And I wanted to take a picture with her, so I approached her and she took a picture, and I said, "Do you remember me? I did the left hand up." She said, and she seemed like she got excited about it. She said, "I want to be on the remix." So I took that as her just being nice, so I didn't really take it serious. So I asked her, could I videotape her saying left hand up? So I videotaped her saying left hand up while we Commanders. But when she doubled down and said, "Really, I want to be on the remix," I said, "Oh, she wants to be on the remix for real." So that's not a player, but that's the top player's mother. So I got
you. All right, I want to shift gears real quick, but we'll get back to the Commanders. I just had something brought to my attention by my producer, KG. The Defenders approached you about a fight song. Is that true?
Well, the Defenders didn't approach me. They didn't approach me, but what happened was, what happened was a young lady. She's on First String Podcast. I did their show twice, and me and a young lady got into her name is Lady A. We got into a conversation, and she asked me, have I ever thought about doing a Defender song? And my creative mind immediately starts the wheels start spinning. Right. So I went back to the lab and I did a Defender song. And so when they talked to the head coach about the song, and so I do have a Defender song out right now. It's been out for a year now. Yeah, but they did not approach me, but I did make a Defender song.
Okay.
It's called Let's Go Team.
Is there any more Commander songs that you're trying to make that you've made that maybe we haven't made it mainstream, like the Left Hand Up?
Well, there would never ever be another Left Hand Up. I'm learning that. And I say that because in 2020, right before the 2023 season, that January I talked to the nephew. I said, let's do a 3-pack of songs. I said, I want to do a song when I do the first 2 verses and he do the last verse. Then he lead the song, do the first 2 verses, I do the last verse, and then we do a third song with me doing one verse and he doing one verse. So we went to the studio and started working on that. And the first one, Command Time, got a go-go flavor to it. It's the one that I did two verses. Command Time, I'm getting a lot of people say they like that. But like I said, I'm learning that there's not going to be another Left Hand Up. Command Time got like 7,500 views. And it's been a year. So, but I do get people tell me, because I as a DJ, I play it every now and then. Oh, I like Command Time. My brother's wife was like, Woody, I like Command Time. So people like Command Time, but it's almost like we competing with Left Hand Up, and that's a waste. So my nephew's song, the one he did two verses, and I did the last verse. It's called "We the Commanders," and I think it's a hot song, but it didn't catch. But the good thing about these fan songs, they don't. It's gonna last forever.
Right.
It's gonna last forever. It might hit next year. You never know. So then we did one called "Those Haters Can't Stand Us." So we did a 3-pack of songs. So we do have a 3-pack of songs separate from the Left Hand Up. And it's not even really called the Left Hand Up. It's called Commander Song, but Left Hand Up took over. So if you go on YouTube, and I don't even know how algorithms work, but if you type in Left Hand Up, our song pops up. Why, I don't know. I'm not complaining.
So I seen you on a stage at the stadium performing. How often does that happen?
Well, in 2022, we did it 3 times. In 2023, we did it, I believe, twice. And this year, we did it once. So
where was that at? In the fan zone?
Well,
the Legends Plaza, right?
We was at Legend Plaza 3 of the times, and then out in Franklin Park, we did it one. That was when they introduced the new owner. That's right after Josh Harris bought the team. We did it out there, and I can't remember the name of this place. It's but it's by the National Stadium. I forgot the name of this place, but yeah, we did it there. So most of them been at Legends Plaza, but there was talks of us being like in the stadium, but the sound system is so bad in the stadium as far as music. I didn't even want to do it because I seen Dougie Fresh in the stadium, and I thought the sound was horrible, and I don't want the sound. I don't want to have a horrible sound if I'm going to do it. I wanted the sound to be right. So
have you been this year? Because I know they revamped the sound system this year.
Well, I was told that by the marketing vice president, but Wale performed there, and I wasn't there that week, and I was told that they didn't like. People tell me that they didn't like the sound. So
okay,
I don't know. I don't know. I just know if it's going to be me and nephew, I want the sound to be right. I stay Legend Plaza. I stay in Legend Plaza because I don't want it. I want it to be right.
You know, Woody, my family's been Redskin fans for decades. And the Redskins used to honor super fans. The Hogs were the biggest super fans anybody knows of. My cousin Steve Yarmola was Redskin Steve. He used to be in the end zone with like a Redskin cape and a flag headband on, a bandana on. Rest in peace, Big Steve. Have the Commanders come to you in any way of possibly honoring you as a super fan?
No, but I believe there's no expiration date. There's no expiration date. I believe the sky's the limit and things great thing. I believe we actually at the beginning of this process. It seems like a great thing right now, but I believe with the new ownership and the direction that the team is going, this is just the beginning. Know that when we sat down and talked to them about performing this year, it was talks about us coming out of the tunnel and them playing a song. We had some great talks, but nothing like that. And there is currently a lot of super fans that I know. They're outside of myself.
Yeah, I think Riley Captain is one of the bigger ones right now.
He's like Riley Captain and my main man, the Washington Road Warrior. I believe those two right there is at the top of my chain.
As long as it ain't Major Tuddy. I'm sorry.
I was wrong. I remember they announced. I was there when they announced that. No, I was wrong.
I keep telling you this, Jack. Every time you say this, if you're over the age of 6 and you worried about a mascot, you're doing it wrong, man. That mascot is for the kids. It's for the kids.
Man,
You don't want this thing. You
I-
don't want the hog to look dangerous. Like people talked about. I remember JP Finley used to say, "Oh, it should have a beard and a cigar in his mouth." What little 4-year-old's gonna go up to that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like, you gotta remember the audience for the mascot.
I love mascots, man. I wish I could. I used to love the San Diego Chicken, man. He was the best.
All right, so real quick, before we start wrapping this up, if you don't mind, we can't play. I don't want to play it here, but we're gonna definitely post your video of Left Hand Up on the Sideline Junkies podcast page.
Appreciate it.
Is there anything that you're working on right now? Whether it's and this is how we like to do it because we like to connect with our guests. Is it something you're doing like from a philanthropy side? Something you got coming up as in terms of performance? Is there anything coming up for you right now that we should go ahead and promote? And feel free to promote it on the Sideline Junkies podcast page.
Well, I won't say right now, but I'm in the beginning of working on doing a Commander's song showcase in April. I'm working on that, and when I say showcase, I'm saying a lot of people don't know, but there are probably over 40 Commander songs since ours came out, and I believe personally that people seeing our success and want to catch fire, and I don't have a problem. I feel like, hey, you're in the music, you want to do a song, you do a song, and I support all of them. So this is my way of supporting everybody that made not everybody, but some people that I met and heard their song. I want to put on a showcase, and then I let me and nephew be the finale, and I'm gonna do a whole showcase. I'll make sure y'all get the invite too.
Sure,
please.
And real quick before you go, Jack, I know you listen to. I don't know how much you listen to B. Mitch and Finley, but I know Jeff Walker does a great job with his weekly songs. So I would love to see you get with him if you can, if he's available. But Jeff does a great job with the songs he does each week. And for you,
he's one of the ones. He's one of the ones that I'm gonna get to perform. I met him. I know him. I know Jeff.
Okay. And then the other thing I want to say is, I think the one great thing that you did was when you did the song, it hit at the right time. Like you can't take that timing back, because I think the fans were looking for something. They didn't have Hail to the Redskins. They hated Hail to the Commanders. So I think you just hit that honeycomb at the right time.
I think it caught fire at the perfect time. Taylor Heineke won like 4 out of 5 games during the stretch of this song, and people was telling me we are the reason why we are winning. I was being told that, and I saw the gentleman. I remember watching the game when we beat Philly, upset Philly, and watching the game, and then the first thing the guy said, "Left hand up, who are we? The Commanders." I was like, "Wow, we made it." So I believe it did hit at the right time, and the great thing about our song as comparison to the other songs is we went 7-9, then we went 8-1, and then we won 4 games, and our song was out. So now you got people while we winning making songs. So we winning now, and I'm gonna make a song. That's not everybody. I got a guy Rome the Empire. He came out with a song very shortly after me. He's my guy now. But I agree with you. It did hit at the right time.
Okay. I'm just going to wrap up a few comments here before we close out. Jack Wagner tells you congratulations on your global success.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you.
We got Damon Francella late to the show again. Yeah, D, we already played it, but we're gonna post it on in the passenger seat page, so you can go there anytime you want to hear it, buddy. That's one of our guys from down south, DJ Woody, giving you some love.
Awesome.
What's up? He was our guest last week, so that's how the show. Like, we try to connect with everybody we deal with. We got our kid Matt Chapin. If I say it right, I apologize.
Chapin.
We've been following his motorcycle career. Like, when you come on with us, you become part of it.
Thank y'all. Well, I definitely appreciate everything. I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Okay. Ahead,
Well, we want to thank DJ Woody for coming in today, and he will be back again. I can promise you that, my viewers. There's tons of other things to cover. But most of all, I want to thank Sideline Junkies Podcast Network for making this possible. I want to thank the big guy KG producing. I want to thank the Midnight Rider for rolling with me. And I look forward to the next show. We're going to get on up out of here.
Thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate everything, man. I love it. Love it.
We love it too, man. See you the next time.
Keep your left hand up.
KG, we out of here, KG.
I got you.